Hello and welcome back to the Cars Ireland YouTube channel, where the subject of our discussion today is the all-new BMW ix2, which is essentially an electric X2. Now what's an X2 when it's at home? It's the smallest model in BMW's even-numbered X range, which follow a certain design blueprint that people tend to either love or hate. It's a kind of a crossover between an SUV and a coupe, which some would argue is a cross that didn't need to happen. But I will say, for every person this week who stopped me to say, "What is that?" an equal number of people have stopped me to say, "Ooh, what's that?" So it's a little bit divisive is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not going to waste any time describing to you what it looks like, because you can view it yourself with your own eyes and make your own mind up. In my opinion, it is slightly better looking than the larger X4 and X6, and the smaller dimensions of this one is slightly more forgiving for this type of body shape. And it's fully electric now, with a range, depending on which model you go for, of up to 500 kilometres. So there's that. So we'll start, as always, with the nitty-gritty practicalities and kick off with the boot, which I would say is surprisingly large at 525 litres. That's about on par with the much larger looking Volkswagen ID.7. It's a good practical shape too, with a nice wide hatchback opening and a premium finish befitting of a BMW. The back seats are a similarly premium feeling affair, finished in this case in this very nice cream leather on this M Sport model. You've got a pull down centre armrest complete with cup holders, a couple of USB ports for charging gadgets and separate air vents for directing the flow of your climate control. As for its merits as a family car, it's actually quite a practical choice. Headroom is decent and legroom is quite generous. It's also got a reasonably wide rear bench and almost a flat floor, meaning that you could squeeze a third body in here in the middle on occasion. The legroom on offer makes it an okay choice for extended rear-facing child seats, providing of course that the front seat passenger is not too tall. The front seat of a BMW is generally always a pleasant place to be, and the ix2 is no exception. It immediately feels very high-end and luxurious and suitably well appointed with tech and comfort features. The ix2 range starts at €60,000, and that's for the eDrive 20 model, with a power output of 202 HP and an extended driving range of 500 kilometres. This, however, is the dual motor xDrive 30 model, which starts at €70,000, ups the power output to 313 HP and slightly reduces the driving range to 450 kilometres. Whether that premium / trade-off is worth it, we will investigate later, but there's very little difference in terms of spec between the two, because they both come solely offered in this M Sport model. Standard features include the M Sport suspension, this lovely chunky M Sport steering wheel, heated sports seats, and this very impressive touchscreen infotainment system complete with a 360-degree parking assistant. On the road, the ix2 is your typical BMW iDrive experience. It's extremely quick, extremely powerful, but retains that lovely sense of balance and control, which alongside these lovely bolstered seats and well-judged suspension makes for a very relaxing experience behind the wheel. One thing I will note about this xDrive 30 model is that it does have a tendency, depending on what mode you're in, to dump all that power on you from the get-go, which, don't get me wrong, can be enjoyable in the right circumstances, taking off from the toll bridge maybe, but when you just want to meander around town, there is a bit of a sense of being strapped to a rocket ship, which I'm not sure is entirely necessary, and for that reason I think the 200 odd horsepower, not to mention extended driving range of the eDrive 20 model, might make that one a more appealing option for a day-to-day driver. It also seems to have a bit of an impact on the efficiency. I've been averaging about 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, which, using my admittedly not perfect math skills, would put the real world range closer to 350 rather than the 450 kilometres quoted. And finally, a quick note on driving modes, because it could and has been said that electric cars can lack a little bit of character behind the wheel in the absence of any real engine noise. So you do have the option to switch up the cabin ambience by putting it into sport mode, which will liven things up and play some synthetic engine noise into the cabin. And equally, you can chill things out with personal or relax, which will change up the colour scheme and just change the vibe, I suppose. But the vibe in general is good. And that is the BMW iX2 xDrive 30. Coming in, as you see it here today, at a little over €76,000. This one has been specced with a few optional extras, including an additional M Sport package and technology pack. But the range starts at just under 60,000 for that eDrive 20, which I think is a really appealing option, depending, of course, on whether you can get your head around this styling. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like and share if you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to see more like it, hit subscribe. If you're in the market for an X2, an iX2, or any other make or model for that matter, you'll find thousands of new and used models to choose from on CarsIreland.ie.